listen to your heart, babies. Listen deeply. Listen, you know, silently. Yeah, get that quiet moment going on when you can really hear the heart. Get yourself, someplace where you're kind of isolated just for a little bit, man, where you can kind of turn off the energy of the outside world. Oh, babies, I tell you, that's when life starts to get really straight and really right, babies. I'll tell you, right here in the middle of the great daylight, it's an awesome thing to be happening right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network. Oh, babies, you're the rockinest network around with the most gracious heart you've ever found. I tell you, listen into this network, babies. You'll find out what's happening in every area of your life and some things you didn't even know about, babies. There's a lot of good info here. We get to interview rock stars and, you know, big shots in the New Age movement and all kinds of good stuff, you know. So, babies, stick around. We got the party going down here on the Hazy Radio Network. It ain't all coyote all the time just yet. I don't know how far I can stretch myself, baby. It's all live all the time here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Now, except for Friday and Saturday nights, I will do a repeat there, babies. Otherwise, we're always in flight live here on the Coyote Medicine Show, coming to you from 9,000 feet here in the elevation, right here above the good old town of Crestone, Colorado, out here on Turtle Island, right here on planet Earth, man. One tiny little voice, in the middle of the great daylight saying, hey, babies, with your heart, don't ever fight. No, never resist. Listen in to what your heart is really saying. Now, I'm not talking about the heart that gives you that romantic start, though that's a part of the greater heart indeed. And babies, it's there to help you fulfill what you see of as need. But in reality, the heart is there to set you free of any kind of indignity or any kind of suffering you happen to be involved in at this time of your life. Babies, we're here to end all that strife. That's what the heart want to do. It want to take hold of you and be just what you are. Yes, be what you are. The heart is you, and you are the heart. The heart is the center of all consciousness. The heart is the origin of all love and all of creation built of that love, babies. Ooh, darlings, don't that just rock? Don't that just roll and flow right there in your soul? Don't you feel that energy coming back to life in the center of your chest? Feel your heart expanding, grandstanding right there inside of you? And know that this is the reality of love, and you've been touched by it right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, again, only on the Hazy Radio Network, babies. It's because a little gift for you here in the great daylight, a little gift that'll help you get through the long dark night. Oh, babies, and shine real bright, so you'll never have to feel your way through it again. You'll be able to see exactly where you've been and where you're going, because you live right there in that shiny moment of now, the heart awake and alive within you, you following its flow. Going with the flow, baby, is all us hippies know is the right way to go. Peace, love, and follow the flow, baby. Ooh, yeah. And OMJ, she'll help you get there, man. She's here to help you know what the flow is. She's here to help your heart rise up, soften up, so that you can see finally your true self in this reality and know of your empowerment here in this deep, great, honest, innocent love, babies. Do you realize you are sincerely at the center of creation? You're the joining of the divine heart, that juncture of all energies that are the center of the universe, not just a star, all of it wrapped up there, right there in the center of you. That's why I say each person contains the wholeness of the universe. You are its divine intersection, each and every one of us and all of us together, the huge intersection, the grand cross. Yes, all 6 directions, and then there's 7, and it's heaven. You know, the dimensional reality does meld and change inside of us first and foremost, inside of each and every human being. We are the anchors of the ascendant love. We are the expanders, the creators of the ascendant love. Once we anchor it in, baby, it's kaboom. The great divine orgasm given in contentment. Complete contentment. Radiating out peacefully, slothfully. It's the slow ride indeed. But it's as quick as a nuclear explosion, and it changes everything. In the entire reality, not just the earth, you see, she's the center, she's the beginning. And as she comes to her glorious climax in contentment, she spreads the wealth of her generous love throughout the entirety of the reality, again transforming everything. We, her children, being the center of that divine union that brings that to her heart and then radiates it outward again as we re-begin all of the grand moment. People call that moment the Big Bang, long time ago, like it's happened. It never happened. Life goes on forever. This is just another point, but it is phenomenal. It is the most basic and fundamental change we've ever seen throughout what we know of as history. And it begins right there inside of you. Yeah, it's kind of a mystery. And you know, there's a little pain that's helped us gain and grow and get on with life. And maybe some of us have a little difficulty letting go of that strife. It's a sad old story, you see, and it's still kind of buried inside of me and you too, because we all know it. We all flow in it. Oh, babies, tune in tonight and I'll share a little more light on this subject as we go into the writing of the White Buffalo Rising again. An awesome little book, an awesome little tale. But it'll help you realize where you come from and who you really are. Yeah, why this heart continues, why this heart is growing, why you can in reality accept in your conscious presence now that you may well be at that juncture of the universe, that center heart. Because you feel it. You flow it. No matter what panic or fear might go with it. Notice how that's programmed an instant response in some of you? Just love it. Don't let it take hold of you. Just love it. See the fear. See the suggestion behind the fear. Oh my goodness, you couldn't do that. You can't be that. Oh God, no, 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 no. Hey baby, it's real. This is why we have the love ability in that love to control the flow of our life, to recreate every element in it if that's what we choose to do, to have all of our so-called needs fulfilled immediately. And then there is no need because we create no need. We create expansive, innocent love that loves to feel itself in all kinds of situations. For feeling is at the very center of the heart. That is the magnetism that draws the universe into us and holds it all together. The magnetic force of love. The interest in experience, in feeling, in knowing. That feeling, and feeling the knowing. I mean, babies, it goes beyond words. That's as close as I can come to describing it, but I know you feel it. I know you're receiving of it right now. It's opening inside of you. That's what we're here to share. Another little element in the unwinding of the great divine inside of yourself. Now you'll begin to see a universal triangle inside, a triangulation, a rainbow triangle filled with the golden light of love. Now you begin to understand the true nature of your heart, the purity within it. And then you see the tetrahedron, for the triangle reflects itself both ways. Whew, babies, that's the expansive nature of our crystalline love, that which is born of clarity. Yes. You ever wonder why those little rock crystals are so magic in this reality? I remember having a crystal radio when I was a kid. I know most of you wouldn't even know what that was. But that was a little quartz crystal mounted on a little piece of plywood, tiny little like 3 by 3 inch piece of plywood. And right alongside of it was a little copper coil, a coil of copper wire you made by wrapping really thin copper wire around a empty toilet paper roll. and then there was a couple other little connections there, and that was it. And then, you know, you had your headphones coming off of that, and you had 2 connections on the other side, one for the antenna that you had up in the attic, big long copper wire stretched out about 50 feet, and then the other for the ground, because you had to have a ground into the ground. So we had outside my window, I had a steel stake driven into the ground about 24 inches, and on top of it a connection for my wires, so my grounded wire. And that's all you needed. You didn't need batteries or anything like that. I mean, you know, the signal would come to the wire up in the attic, which was your antenna, and then it would come down that little wire into your little coil, and then comes up through that little wire into a little tiny needly, like record needle looking thing that you move around on that crystal to tune into the stations that you want to hear. Different spots on the facets of that crystal bring in different stations real clear. It's an AM station thing, not a FM. We didn't even know what FM was back then, hardly, you know. Wasn't much there, but it sure was in AM. But baby, that's what it was. The magic of that crystal became the translator for that radio signal, and put that signal exactly into your headphones the way they broadcasted it out of the radio station many miles away. And it didn't take batteries. It ran on natural inherent power. You know, the stuff that radio signals are made of, you know. And through the magic of the crystal, brought forward a clear signal, and you could hear that old bebop and rock and roll and all that other stuff they had back, mostly back then in those early days when I was just a little kid, you know, 4 or 5 years old. They were a bunch of sappy, poppy sounding love songs mostly. It's like, oh, and a whole bunch of sad, sorry country western thrown in. I was sure glad when the mid-50s started arriving and things got a little more rock. And of course there was Jerry Lee Lewis. He was one of the early pioneers. Carl Perkins, he kind of bridged the gap there for a little bit. And there was all kinds of different music came out of that era. We try to share all of that with you here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Yes, indeedy. We try to span the ages and the generations here and bring forth the commonality of the heartfelt, soul-moving music that's come from every era, whether it was candy-ass stuff from back in the 1950s and the late 40s, or whether it's the deep and profound stuff of the middle 70s when we really got to rocking in the psychedelic world. Or the really, really thought-provoking stuff of Pink Floyd. I mean, we try to cover it all, man. Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, classic. You'll hear that here every now and then. I don't try not to overdo it on any song, but, you know, I'm a little old and a little rusty, and, you know, sometimes I pull that same song out twice, don't even know I have it in there twice, you know, maybe 2 hours apart or something. I will make those kind of errors every now and then, but they're not really errors. For some reason, that energy was needed to be repeated. See, I go totally on influence here. I'm totally, what do you call it, spontaneous here on this show. So before the show, I'll get out my little playlist and I'll toss a whole bunch of music that I think is just right for the day or the night into what I call my bucket, my bin, my queue there, and then I can just pull out of that as the inspiration hits me. Usually I'll have 100, 150 songs over there, so I got quite the variety to select from, you know, and I just thumbnail around in that until I find one calling to me, and pop, over it goes into my player, you know what I mean? And then so it just kind of all rolls together. It all kind of like carries the energy. What I begin talking about, and then the music picks up that energy and carries it through to the next little talk about it. Let's do that again. Some of them, though, are here just purely for entertainment and a good laugh, and so on and so forth. But even those still carry the energy. The Ray Stevens kind of stuff, you know, I'm my own grandpa. What an old classic. What a great song. What a mind-blowing thought. We get into those kind of realms too on the Coyote Medicine Show in the middle of the night when we're talking that White Buffalo Rising book into being, you know, telling that tale. Ooh, we get into areas like that, you know, how these kind of things are real possibilities, in fact happen all the time. Just in a little different way than Ray Stevens intended it, but we go there, baby. Look how we flow. We just flow with the flow of your heart. I call myself kind of an oracle, old Grandpaw Koyote here, just kind of an oracle, which means what I do is receive of your heart. translate that through the heart here, amplify it, of course, and radiate it right back to you. That's what makes the old Coyote Medicine show, besides being a lot of fun, a lot of rock and roll, makes it real personal, man. Makes it almost one-on-one. In fact, it is one-on-one, because there's one heart, one heart, one heart, one heart. That's all one heart. That's how we unite. It's consciously. It's through consciousness. It's through opening and the allowing of this gracious consciousness, that we unite. And then, guess what? We become even further empowered, furthermore empowered in this love, this great light. And we're able to share it with all our might. Loving, softly. It's not a thunder and lightning thing. Though sometimes it can be, but that's just for drama. Sometimes you have to shake them up a bit to get them to hear, receive the divine music of love. So you set up a firecracker in the back of the room or something, get everybody's attention. But that's about as wild as it gets, really. And that's all metaphorical, of course, but that's what it means. Sometimes you got to do a little grandstanding to get people's attention. You get their focus away from what's taken them away from themselves and get their focus back to where the reality truthfully is. And usually it's right behind you. Sometimes it's right there in your face. Well, all the time it's right there in your face. It advertises. But it's also right behind you. It's a little bite you feel on your butt. That's Coyote Medicine. That's the great love saying, hey, take a look inside, babies. Here we go for another long ride, right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, babies. That's how it works in this reality. I know you're beginning to catch on. Now you're beginning to feel the flow, which is a whole lot better than saying, I got that intellectually, man. Yeah, I got it down. And then you try to keep track of it, and you can't. It's a mystical thing. But it works through your mind and your heart. It works in your body. It works in your consciousness, baby. This is your connection, your reality. This is the divine presence within yourself, revealing itself to you. And instead of being the all-powerful Wizard of Oz, it's an innocent baby child that looks out with loving eyes at everything. And that's all it sees anywhere. It radiates love and light into this world. It is that love and light. It is the center of creation. Right there at the center of your heart. The baby child of all. The place from which all is birthed. From which all grows. The baby child of love. Your light. Yep, babies, you are. Innocent. Pure. Natural, loving. And now the baby comes forward to be further empowered in its creation as a living entity, a living center within the presence of you. For you are that love and light. You are that creation that begat that baby in the first place. The baby that's always been and always will be. Yet, it is a creation of our heart, our divine heart, our centering heart. That which is at the center of us all. That which makes us family, human family, and family in the beyonder dynamics too. Humanity is spread across the universe. There are many other aspiring lives that come forward in all kinds of, a myriad of forms and fashions and mannerisms and so forth. We're just becoming reacquainted with that life first inside of ourselves, for that's where we can most handle it and most largely receive of it. It came from the outside too quickly, it would blow you away, and you'd be done for a few days. And we can't allow that to be, so here we are, open it inside, unraveling the finer aspects of the divine mystery, simply by sitting here and living through history in this moment in time and being what we are, allowing that to be, allowing that real love and light, again, to come forward and be you. Babies, it just rocks. It just rocks. Innocence is love, love is innocence. Creation is born of innocent love. Chew on that for a little bit, babies. Let it be. Feel it. The words mean something, but they can only convey an idea. The energy behind these words, that is the communication of the heart. And this picture, this image, this feeling you have inside, this is the reality we are attempting to convey. The consciousness we share. The scene. And the one that's very changeable when you live in it from this presence of heart, which is conscious of it, therefore that makes it malleable. The possibilities here then become limitless. The reality of experience can go anywhere it wants, but it does it lovingly, with that innocent softness, always alive in its glow, always alive in its heart, always alive at the center of your chest, the center of your consciousness, the center of all that we are, united as a human family by that innocent energy of love. Babies, that's who we are. And this is how we be, right here, as we unravel aspect after aspect of the divine mystery. Oh, babies, ain't it fun to get set free right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, right here in the great daylight flight? Oh, feel that wind under your wings now, man. It's just right. The Coyote Medicine Show with your host, Grandpa Peter Coyote, helping you take flight here in the great daylight only and exclusively on the Hey Z Radio Network. Your ticket to flight in the great daylight. And again, tonight at midnight. Yeah, right smack in the middle of the night, babies. Yeah, let's sing it out, babies. Sing out that great heart.